Today I'm very happy to welcome our friend, actress Robyn Duse from Australia. She works between Australia and the United States. She's been in several projects on film and television. How are you, Robyn? How is everything?
Good, good. Nice to be here and pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine. Tell me, Robyn, last year we published your interview on the website meetingvenus.com, and we spoke about your beginnings, upbringing, works in television in Australia, and then films, and then your travel to the United States. And then we stopped at your projects that should have been started at the end of last year, 2019. So tell me what happened at the end of the year.
The end of the year, I had the most exciting news. I got my visa. So I was traveling back from Australia and to the United States, specifically LA. A lot of it was like networking, a lot of it was collaborating and networking and just catching up with people that I know but the majority of the reason why I was there in order for me to work and live in the United States, I have to apply for a visa. And the visa that I got was an O1 visa. So after so many years of wanting to do this process, because I was like traveling back and forth in the States, but not really able to audition for any parts or not able to like work on like TV or anything because I needed a work permit to do that. So the end of last year, it was just, I think about a week or two before Christmas, I got the news that my visa got approved. So now I can work and live in the United States. So just as I was about to do that this year, so I went to LA in January and February, did some red carpets for around Oscar time, networked. So it wasn't really working on projects as such, but still had some meetings while I was in town, but then participated in like a lot of red carpet because it was around Oscar time. Came back home to Australia to sell my car and just to finalize everything that I needed to. And booked my one-way ticket in April, and then it's been unfortunate that COVID has hit and Hollywood's not in operation, full operation anyway. And so I guess the end of last year, to answer your question, I was super excited to like finish off the year here, start the year in like the USA and particularly in LA and start that journey of living and working there. And the world has become quite disastrous. So I actually got told this morning I applied for an exemption to leave the country because I kept postponing my flight. And in Australia, we now have to get permission, which is crazy, but to leave the country. So this morning, I got an approval to leave. So it looks like if all goes well, I will be back in LA October 31st. And it would be mainly just to have a few meetings that I have been, wanting to have, not particularly working as such, but it would be more collaborating and having meetings for projects that I will be working on, probably more so for 2021 and more. So kind of lots has happened, but not as much as I wanted to because of COVID, obviously.
And did you manage to do any casting or communication while you were in Melbourne, because a lot of things were happening online during this period?
Yes, I have been super busy. I haven't stopped. It's been like it's taken me, I think, months to say yes to this like interview. It's been crazy busy, but yeah, I'm creating a lot of things online. I'm also been running a lot of Zoom interviews. So we recently did one with the producer of Taken. He did Taken 1, 2, 3, and he did American History X as well, and quite a number of Hollywood box office films. So he's a good friend of mine and we've been collaborating. So we did an Instagram live, and it was about, I guess, giving back to creatives, like giving them some information, helping creatives, you know, through this COVID period, because a lot of people are unsure how to be creative during this time, and can, you know, negative thoughts tend to come in, and trying to get, just helping people in general, you know, become a bit more positive and creative during this COVID period. And then I've got one this Friday with Steven Bernstein. So he did, he's another Hollywood director, cinematographer, writer, and he's, you know, if you IMDb him, he's done a list of films like White Chicks, huge box office, you know, Hollywood films. So me and a friend of mine, Joseph, we collaborated, and we're doing an interview on with Steven this Friday. And then writing a pitch. I've been trying to get to this pitch on my own project. So me and Michael and I from Taken, the producer that I'd interviewed, him and I are working on a project together. So I'm trying to get this pitch going, but it just seems so hard to get to sometimes because I'm, you know, super busy. So absolutely, he's been spending so much time being creative, and it's, which is kind of what I needed, to be honest, is just to stop traveling and be quiet and be in the one room and create. So it's been a blessing and a disguise. I say it's been amazing for the creativity process. But you know, it's been difficult because I can't just jet set on a plane and go wherever I want.
Robyn, you've been doing some short films during the last period. Tell me, do you think this helped you to get noticed in feature films? You know, besides your CV, besides your headshots, because also I know right now a lot of producers would like to see your Instagram, your photos, your red carpet photos. But about your short films, do you think you know this like an asset for you to get featured in feature projects?
Look, I think any sort of work, especially if you're starting out in the industry, I feel like, you know, if you're starting out, short films are definitely the way to go, just to understand the whole creative process and teamwork and building, you know, a film on set and working with a director and getting I guess getting direction and having like a director say, okay, great, let's do it this way, let's try it this way, and adapting to the creative process. I believe it's definitely a good foundation to start with. I try and steer now away from short films just because I'm actually in the process of creating my own feature film. So I feel that I'm wanting to now go more into the feature realm, or, you know, TV series, or kind of that way. I would never regret doing, you know, any short films, because it's taught me like what it's like to be on set, how to apply something different to my, you know, the way I was performing, or it's always good to have, I guess, more brains on a set than one and bring that, you know, collaborate and bring that creative process. But for me right now, it's I feel like short films is not kind of where I'm heading. Having said that, if something great came up and I resonated with something that I really wanted to work on, then I would absolutely, definitely say yes. But I'm just feeling that it's something that it needs to be something that I really resonate with, that I could see myself doing. I'm not just taking on any short films.
And right now, Robyn, tell me about the current situation of the industry in Australia. Are shooting are postponed or started to be done, in precautionary measures? What is the situation right now?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both actually, because where I am in Melbourne, um, things here are a little bit more shut down than every other city in Australia, weirdly enough. I believe Sydney, I think which is like the next sort of big city in Australia. I believe they're kind of in more full operation. Whereas Melbourne is, some projects are working, some aren't. As for the indie stuff, I'm pretty sure indie is still in operation, but I haven't, I've kind of stopped taking projects in Australia because my aim was to get to the States. So I'm really just more collaborating with more so people over there than what I am in Australia. So I'm not 100% sure if everything's closed, or it's just my head hasn't kind of been on Australia for a while. It's been trying to get to the States and collaborate. So yes, I believe some is open, some is closed. Indie films, it's whether they're still happy enough to film them. But my aim is to get over there.
And did you work on your American accent?
I'm not the best at that at the moment because I've kind of been a little bit out of practice, but I feel that I kind of just flow into it when I'm there without even trying. I start talking American on a daily basis with the American accent. Whereas in Australia, I feel that I place less importance. I know I should be more strict with my accent. But in Australia, I feel like I kind of just, yeah, I'm a little bit lazy with it in Australia, but I will get back into it. And so, yes, I can do it. It's, I need a little bit more practice because of this COVID period. I've sort of not been on the game 100%.
Excellent, Robyn. I want to thank you very, very much for this quick interview. And I wish you all the best in the upcoming period and safe flight to the United States.
Thank you so much.
And next year I hope to hear some good news about your new work, in America, and all my best wishes,
Pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to do this interview, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Robyn. Take care. Bye.
Bye.